are ready.
Brandon, what do you think? You guys came out hot, got some points on the board, and really took Miami out of it.
Yeah, it was really good, man. We've been talking, all year long, but all week long, especially just, man, really coming out strong. And getting those first couple drives, getting some points, and obviously you're always looking for that. But I was proud of them, man. They did a much better job this week, especially of execution, and kind of the name of the game for us offensively most of the year has been long drives. We got a lot of long drives, and that's hard to do. It gives our defense some time to rest, though, and it was good to see that. And I think the time of possession was pretty lopsided, which was really, really good to see.
Because DJ obviously ran the ball a lot more last week and got him going for the rusher this week. I mean, how much do you feel like that gets his confidence going?
I think it really does. I mean, I think he's done a great job of being a physical runner, and he did a lot better job even today than he did last week as far as making some of the reads that he needed to make. A lot of the time that he's running the ball, it is a read, whether it's a handoff or a pitch to a running back or a run for him. And so he did a lot of good things. I think he made all of his reads correct tonight. And he's just a willing runner, and that's very, very good to see and good to have as an offense, so that everybody can't just hone in on the running back.
Brandon, did you feel like y'all were moving the ball, that when you stopped moving, it was because you were hurting yourselves?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you look at the first half was a pretty dominating first half. I think we had maybe 2 3-and-outs in the first half, which we got to eliminate those. I mean, we got to at least, move the ball down the field a little bit for field position purposes. But, and then, in the past, we've been doing really good coming out from halftime and getting some points on the board. And we really struggled in the third quarter. Most of the time it was turnovers. Right now, we just got that bug right now a little bit, and I just told the guys, man, the only way you can overcome that is to hold yourself accountable, all right, and then keep playing. Don't overthink it. But yeah, that's too many turnovers, and that stopped our some of that momentum, especially going into that second half.
How nice was it to get the touchdown for Luke Price?
Oh man, Luke Price. Man, I told him earlier in the year, I said, we got to find a way to get you in the end zone. He's worked so hard for so many years. I think this is his 12th year here. I don't even know. This is number 6 for him. But just getting him in the end zone was such an awesome deal, and so proud of him for everything that he does for this program and has done for this program. I mean, he really resembles the grit, the toughness, the dedication, the all-in commitment that we talk about.
Brandon, do you think some of the turnover issues are mental at this point? Guys going out there thinking about it?
Yeah, I really don't think so. I really don't. I think it's more of just being accountable for doing the little fundamental things, And to be honest with you, turnovers are luck sometimes. Not all the times. But, I mean, when a guy hits the helmet right on the ball, that's hard. That's hard. But we got to get better at it. And continue to coach it up and continue to hold them accountable, and we will. And like I said, just keep playing. That's the way you get out of it. You just keep playing, and have a next play mentality.
Outside of the turnovers, anything Miami did as far as adjustments in the second half to kind of throw you guys off?
Really not. Really didn't. They kind of played with their core deal, what they've been showing on film, and like I said, just the turnovers and then a few other drives. We missed a couple plays that we should have made. That's really what stopped us.
Coach, 8 catches today by the tight ends. Was there just openings that you saw, or was that an emphasis in the game plan coming in, or just good matchups today? Or?
Yeah, I think it was a mixture, a mixture of some matchups, but also, man, just getting them involved. We're very talented in the tight end room. And they made plays for us, and they continue to make plays. And so that's just going to continue to happen, giving them opportunities to make plays. And so it was really good to see them do that. And then we had 12 different people or 12 different receivers catch the ball, and that's pretty impressive. And just being able to spread the ball around a good bit.
Would you like to see more of a killer instinct in the second half of the game? When you start so well,
yeah,
it just seems like there's a lull.
Yeah, there was a lull for sure this week. Like I said, usually in the third quarter we've been coming out and getting some points, but we didn't do that in the third quarter today. So, that's going to be an emphasis of, man, coming back from halftime and really putting teams away earlier in the game and not letting teams hang around. So, that'll be, again, another big point of emphasis for us.
I know you weren't necessarily in the huddle, but do you know kind of what led to Dabo huddling up the offense there and what his message was at all?
I think what I heard he was saying was, man, he's just trying to gather the troops and just say, hey, we got it all there. It's just finishing on some plays, not turning the ball over. That's the only thing that was stopping us in that third quarter at least. And we just got to overcome that. We got to overcome it. And just want to see guys respond. And fortunately, we've been able to respond every for the most part every week in a lot of different ways. And so they responded right after that huddle, I believe. We went down and scored, got the ball back, and went and scored again. And so just being able to respond earlier is going to be big for us to continue to be dominant.
Were there some wrinkles y'all put in this week that you thought helped?
Yeah, I mean, we're always, number one, you're looking for matchups where, you can get some of the top guys the ball. And we were able to do that tonight. Everybody wants the ball. We got a lot of good players. There's no doubt about it. We got a lot of good players. And we knew they're a daggone good defense. I mean, they got a good defensive front. They did a good job somewhat in the run game. With our running backs and stuff in the running backs somewhat. We weren't quite as efficient there. So we had to manufacture other ways to do that, and that's where DJ stepped up. And I think he had 16 or 17 carries, and so to be an equalizer at quarterback was a big thing, and we saw that. And we knew that was going to have to happen for us to be really successful to run the ball against these guys.
Brandon, particularly in the first half, it looked like you guys utilized the middle of the field more in the passing game. Was that opponent specific, or is that something you want to try to do?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture because I think anytime we have a lot of plays that are complementary plays. If we're running the ball outside, if we're pitching it outside, if we're moving the back on a motion to the outside, we got to have complementary plays. And so we were able to do that a little bit with some play action tonight. And we knew that they were going to play a lot of one high structure, which means a lot of times the seams are open. And so I know DJ, I think, missed one to Davis Allen early in the game. And we came back to it and hit him later on in the game. And then I think that's when he fumbled. Then came back to another one and hit Jake Brenningstool down the middle. So yes, we're trying to take advantage of some of their one high stuff and also complement the plays that we do a lot too.
I know you talked last week about needing to protect the screen game some. Was that kind of the play to Brenningstool where you hit him over the middle? Just how good was it to see that play?
Yeah,
I think it was late.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was really good because they came open a couple times throughout the game, and just be able to finally make that play in the passing game and make an explosive play there was really good. And off those screens, especially those outside screens, we got to be able to do that in order to keep people from doing certain things and stopping those screens.
Coach, Cole Turner came in, had a nice third down conversion. I know you've been redshirting him this year, but is he at a point where he can help you, especially with Bo out these last few games?
Absolutely. Cole Turner has been very, very good. And he's been practicing with us the whole year. And he is honestly, he's one of the most consistent guys we have. We throw the ball up to him. He's making plays left and right. So it didn't surprise me one bit that, number one, DJ went to him, and number two, that he made the play. And like you said, trying to redshirt, we still, we did the right thing. We were able to hold him for as long as we needed to. Man, he's going to be able to help us down the stretch and in the future as well. He's got ice in his veins. He can run fast, unbelievable, dependent hands. So really, really excited. I think it was the first play of him going in, and it was a third down conversion. So really good to see him in there.
Coach, we're going to be really proud of another week, back-to-back weeks of confidence and composure, just able to finish strong. Kind of struggled out of the gate in the second half, but able to get those back-to-back scores by shifting pace. Got to be kind of a high mark for the end of the day.
Yeah, very excited. Let me talk about Kobe Pace real quick. I think Kobe did an awesome job he's been on the shelf for about what, 5 or 6 weeks. You know, had some surgery. That's hard to do, to come back and make some of the plays that he made tonight. I mean, he bailed DJ out on the one down in the red zone. It was a low throw. We ran a little angle route with him, and he made a great catch. And then he made some really big runs. It was good to see him. He got in the end zone, I think, right? So it was good to see him get in the end zone too. And I know we've been talking about Shipley and Maffa and how you know, dependent we are on them, but man, this kid, Kobe Pace, has done nothing but answer the call every time, and it was good to see him come back and do that tonight. And you know, just proud of the guys for, again, responding in a lot of different ways. I mean, that's what it's about, responding and keep playing.
How do you think the offensive line played and did protecting defensively?
Yeah, I think I'll have to look at the film. I mean, there was a couple times he got a little bit of pressure a little bit too quick, and then there was a couple times where DJ should have gotten rid of the ball a little bit faster. I think one time it was 2-man, and that's an opportunity for a quarterback to tuck it and run it if they're playing 2-man and there's really nobody in the box. We just got to get through that first line of defense, and you can make some big plays. He did make a couple of those runs on third down. You saw that was a 2-man situation, and so he did do a good job of that at times. But early in the game, he took a sack. He should have got rid of the ball. And then the fumble, you know, it was somewhat of a quick game. It was a mixture between quick game and drop back. He held the ball a little bit too long. I think we got beat on the edge a little bit as well. So I'll have to watch the tape to see the details of it, but I think it was a mixture.
How have they been, I guess, past like Miami on film? What did you kind of see them like give y'all some issues, or did y'all feel like they maybe?
Yeah, we knew they had. When we knew their defensive line was they were strong. You know, they were strong. We didn't feel like, you know, it was an elite pass rush, but we felt like they were good enough to cause issues, and they had some stout guys that were playing really, really well. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, and they didn't pressure much. They haven't shown pressure much at all, and they tried to keep it really, really simple, just like they showed us on film. So the challenge for us was going to be, hey, can we be consistent enough, all right, and march down the field and make some of those plays and find a way to get some points.
It's been the last couple of weeks. DJ's had a tendency to strip sack fumbles have happened.
Yeah.
Is that a situation where he's just maybe hanging on to it a little bit too long?
Yeah, I think both times you talked about last week too.
Yep.
Last week was more of a fundamental deal. He didn't have his second hand on the ball. His front hand should have been on the ball, and that helps protect it a lot more. And then this week, he held on to the ball a little bit too long. It was a quicker type of a throw. They ran a certain coverage that didn't get a guy open for us, but he still should have let it go. And yeah, he waited too long.
For you personally, you played in next week's game as a quarterback.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to get the juices going? Because this is a little bit different for you, I would imagine.
Well, the juices are going already for next week. I mean, I can promise you. I mean, it's going to be a awesome time, especially here in the Valley. And so we've already talked to our guys about it after this game here, and congratulated them obviously. But man, it's on to the next one, and we all know how big this rivalry is. And they've played some good football throughout the season, and so now it's time for us to answer the call and continue to build off of some of the momentum that we've had the last couple of weeks. And then for me, man, it's exciting. I mean, as a player, it doesn't get any better than that, especially when you get to play at home in front of this home crowd for the last game of the season. It doesn't get any better.
What's been some of your fondest memories for you personally, as a player and as a coach?
Against them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember, I only got to play against them one time that I was the starter. Okay, so it was my junior year. We did not have a good record. They did not have a good record. We played them in the Valley, and we ended up beating them. And it really, for the last game of the regular season, I mean, it just makes you feel unbelievable, just because you get to have bragging rights for the rest of the year. And then the next year, I was actually hurt because I broke my collarbone, so I didn't get to play against them the second time. But it's just a great rivalry, and it's what college football is about. These rivalry games, I mean, it's what college football is about. and it's about the team that can go execute and really. The most united team and the team that responds, because the emotions are going to be at its height, but that's not what wins games. The execution wins games. And so that's what we're going to have to do next week.
Take one more for Coach Streeter if anybody's got one.
Nope. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.